Hey everyone, welcome back to my kitchen. Today I've got another vegan Dollar Tree recipe for you. We're going to be doing some sweet and sour, so if you're interested in that, stay tuned. All right, so today we are doing sweet and sour from the Dollar Tree. All of the ingredients that I'm gonna be using in today's recipe can be found at the Dollar Tree. If it's something that I already had, like apple cider vinegar, I just went ahead and used what I've got at home, but everything can be found at the Dollar Tree. So let's go ahead and get started. What I'm gonna do first is make the rice. So I've got some white rice here. Dollar Tree sells both white and brown rice, so take your pick, whichever one you prefer. Let's see, I'm gonna do 2 cups of rice, just simply because we eat a lot of rice in this family. We could easily go through 2 cups of rice, no problem. I'm gonna go ahead and put that in there. And then I've got 3 cups of just plain old tap water. Ooh, and go ahead and throw that in. Hopefully I don't get too much on the outside of my rice cooker here. Then what I'm gonna do, my rice cooker has got one of these little steamer inserts. So I'm gonna go ahead and put that on top there. And then Dollar Tree has all kinds of frozen veggies. So I've got a stir-fry blend and a California blend. They also have a pepper and onion blend that you could use. You could mix and match. You could do the peppers and onions along with their broccoli or their California blend, which is cauliflower and broccoli. So you can really take your pick. I think today I'm gonna go ahead and do, I think I'm gonna do the stir-fry blend. So I'm actually just gonna throw that on top in the steamer basket of my rice. That way both of those cook at once. So let me just open this up here. Oops. All right, so that is right there on top. And then if I can find the lid, there we go. I'm just gonna go ahead and put the lid on top of there. And I'm actually gonna plug it in back on my back counter there because all my plugs here are full. So let me go plug that in and then we will start making the sauce for this. All right, so up next we are gonna make the sweet and sour sauce. And this is not my recipe. This is actually from Kimberly over at the Daring Gourmet. And I will put a link to her video, which has a link to her blog down in the description box below. But so this is her recipe and I'm gonna alter it just a little bit just because the original recipe calls for rice vinegar, which Dollar Tree doesn't have, but they do have apple cider vinegar, which as she notes on the recipe is an acceptable substitute. So let's go ahead and get started here. I need 1 cup of canned pineapple juice. So I've got a can of pineapples here that is from the Dollar Tree. And this is the chunk pineapple because I think I might actually throw a few pieces of those pineapples in with the vegetables when I am serving this up. So I'm leaving the lid on because the chunks were trying to jump out at me. So it looks like 1 can of pineapples is exactly 1 cup. So we're just gonna go ahead and get all of that out of there. I'm just kind of squeezing it. There we go. There's 1 cup of pineapple juice. I'll set that aside. And then next is a 3/4 cup of brown sugar. Now, sugar is kind of a tricky vegan ingredient because white sugar a lot of times is made white by filtering it through charred animal bones. So Dollar Tree does sell, I can't remember the name of the brand. It starts with an M and that is vegan. It does say vegan on it. It's in a green bag and the sugar's not white. It's a little like off-white or light brown. I'm not sure if brown sugar is vegan or not, just because I'm not, I'm not too militant about my veganism. I probably should be if I want to gain, favor with all the hardcore vegans. But I can double check and see if brown sugar is indeed vegan or not. But that is just something to be aware of. So we're gonna do 3/4 cup of brown sugar. And if you wanna just skip the sugar altogether, you could actually just use maple syrup. Really or regular sugar, any kind of sweetener to get this sweet. And this is not one of my usual recipes, which are whole food plant-based. This is a lot of sugar. But you know, you gotta have fun every now and again. So let me close this back up. And next we're gonna be doing 1/3 cup of our apple cider vinegar here. Just go ahead and open this and find my 1/3 cup. And you're basically just gonna put everything into a pot, and except for the cornstarch. And go ahead and cook it up, and then put in your cornstarch to thicken it. Okay. 3 tablespoons of ketchup. I already had ketchup, but Dollar Tree does indeed sell ketchup. So we'll put 3 tablespoons in there. You could also use tomato paste. You just kind of want that tomato and vinegar flavor. And also ketchup has sugar in it too, so it's kind of the sweet and sour all on its own. And then 2 tablespoons of soy sauce. This is soy sauce I already had. Again, Dollar Tree does carry soy sauce. It's at my Dollar Tree, it's kind of hit or miss when I can find soy sauce, but they do carry it as a regular item. So this is our salt. We'll do 2 tablespoons, right? Yep. Okay. All right, so that's it. That goes in the pot right now. And I want to give a quick shout out to my friend Rochelle and her dad Greg for gifting me this amazing induction cooktop, so I can do a lot more videos and you guys can actually see inside the pan and see what I'm doing. They gifted it to me through the Buy Nothing program, which is a hyper local gifting program, so you can kind of get to know your neighbors, borrow things from them, or see if they have something that you need that they no longer use or need, or anything like that. So if you're interested in getting to know people in your community and also trying to lessen your consumerism, go ahead and check out and see if you've got a Buy Nothing program in your area. I'm going to go ahead and turn this on. I think I'm going to do high. I'm going to turn that on, and then I'm just going to kind of stir it up really quick just to get the sugar and the ketchup incorporated here. And I'm not wearing my apron today. I probably should be, because I, you know, spill stuff. I'm like a chronic spiller. All right, then the last ingredient that I didn't show preparing, because I just did it before, is what's called a cornstarch slurry. And let me just explain kind of the science behind thickening up your sauces using cornstarch. So cornstarch, the reason why you mix it with water ahead of putting it in your pot is because you don't want to put cornstarch directly into a hot liquid. That will just make it clump, and nobody likes clumps. So you mix it with cold water in a dish separately ahead of time, and you'll kind of need to remix it, like it gets stuck on the bottom here, gets really thick. But you mix it ahead of time, and then once your sauce is hot, then you pour it in and kind of whisk it in, and it will thicken up whatever sauce that you're using. Now, you can also use flour, but flour is not as good of a thickening agent as cornstarch is. You can also use tapioca flour. That, I believe, has a lower heat point for thickening things. And I also believe that tapioca flour leaves the liquid clear. So that's really good if you've got any items that are clear, like jams and jellies and things like that. I'm gonna go ahead and bring this up to a nice little boil, and then I'm gonna throw my cornstarch in. So let's go ahead and fast forward through that whole waiting for the pot to boil part. All right, so the sauce has come up to a boil. I'm gonna go ahead and make sure this cornstarch slurry is stirred up. We go ahead and pour that in. And then we are basically just gonna keep this simmering and stir until it is nice and thick. So it shouldn't take long, probably about 1.5 minutes or so. And I can already start to feel this kind of thickening up. And you can just kind of tell when it starts thickening, and just get it to however thick you like your sweet and sour sauce. Now, the recipe says that you can also add food coloring into this if you want, just to make it like really bright red. That is totally not necessary, but of course it's optional if you would like to add food coloring. I didn't check to see if Dollar Tree sells food coloring, but I'm sure that they do. All right, so I think that is probably a good consistency. Let me get a spoon here. Yeah, it feels nice and thick. Yeah, so that's pretty thick. You can kind of see. and it'll get a little bit thicker as it cools off. So you don't want to make it too thick when it's really hot like this. Let's see, what is it doing? There we go, I'll turn it off. And let me see if I can get this pot close enough for you to see just kind of like how thick that is. So that is it. The sauce is very fast to make. It doesn't take nearly as long as the like 20-minute rice and veggies. So we'll go ahead and let that cool off just a little bit. I'll probably put the lid on just kind of off to the side a bit and let this cool off, but still stay a little bit warm. And then once the veggies and rice are done, I'll go ahead and serve up a plate and show you what it looks like. All right, everyone, so my rice and veggies are done cooking, and I just went ahead and put some rice here and a bunch of veggies, and then I put a couple pieces of those pineapple chunks in there, and I'm gonna go ahead and put some sauce on there. Whew, this is hot on the bottom. I'm gonna put some sauce on here. Let's see if I can do it without spilling it on my towel. All right, I'll set it down and we'll do like this. There we go. That's easier. Okay, I'm just gonna put a little bit on there. Don't need too much sauce. I kind of like my veggies and rice not too soupy. All right, and let's give this a try. I've got a fork here, and I'm just gonna go ahead and take a carrot with lots of sauce on there and some rice. You guys, that's really good. That is really good. And the carrots are actually still crunchy. That's pretty good for frozen veggies. Let's try some of the bell pepper that was in there. Oh, you guys, that's really good. All right, so there you have it. Another vegan recipe from the Dollar Tree. Granted, it is not the healthiest option because it has a lot of sugar in there. And I did check on that brown sugar to see if brown sugar is vegan or not. And it's actually a hit or miss depending on the brand. Sometimes they'll use the white sugar that's run through bone char to make their brown sugar. So if you're really worried about making sure that every aspect of this is vegan, then I would go ahead and get the maple syrup from the Dollar Tree and use that instead, because that will definitely be vegan. All right, everybody, thank you so much for watching today's video. If you liked it, give it a thumbs up and share it with your friends. Also, if you're not already a subscriber, be sure to click that little red subscribe button down below and hit the notification icon so you don't miss any of my future videos. And I'll see you in the next one.